like I was stating earlier, I'll be piggybacking on Chris's freedom of speech tale, or not tale, but speech. So, by show of hand, does money equal freedom of speech? Thank you, all you rich people. I guess y'all the few of the people that believe that. So tonight I'll be speaking about the McCutcheon versus FEC ruling that was done in March 11, I believe so, by five Supreme Justices. So who are these five Supreme Justices, and how are they destroying our voting power? According to the Center for Responsive Politics, only 646 donors have contributed the maximum amount for candidates the last election year. For these few, the ruling gave them massive power and influence over all of the rest of us. I, as a voter, believe that the voting process is a sacred right that is crucial to the survival and well-being of our democracy, and as such, our vote as often as possible. And since a lot of us raised our hand when they said who was drinking, I'm guessing every one of y'all voted also in the last elections. But so it's disheartening for me when one of our most cherished rights is diluted and made a mockery for corporations and rich people. And again, corporations are not people. Tonight I'll show you why the McCutcheon rule versus FEC ruling is wrong, and how we can get money out of politics. So let's start. So this month, the court issued a address the issue of campaign financing, and these people, five of them screwed you over, and these are the five that screwed you over, and they believe that money does not influence politics. Now the court's opinion was this: that money in politics only corrupts in cases of quid pro quo. And if you take business law, quid pro quo means something for something, meaning you actually have to go to the senator's office and give him a bag of money, and him giving us something back. Now, in Justice Roberts, who is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, in his ruling he said, spending large sums of money in connection with elections, but not in connection with an effort to control the exercise of an office holder's official duties, does not give rise to such quid pro quo corrections. Now, that's a lot of lawyers speak, so a lot of people don't understand it when they speak it, so I'll get to that later on and actually show you how this money is influencing our political process. So what is the ruling mechanics? Now, the ruling mechanics of McCutcheon versus FEC is simple. It raises the individual contribution from $123,200 to $3,500,000. Now, wealthy people before that could manage, a few wealthy people can manage the $123,000 every 2 years. But by raising it to $3.5 million, only a few select billionaires and millionaires can afford that. So who is affected? As you can see, the last election year, only 1.26 million people actually donated, and 0.00003% are actually going to benefit from this law. So the 99.999.7% of us is not getting anything from this law. The next we'll meet Mr. Sheldon Adelson. His net worth is $37 billion. And he's not a big fan of online gambling, and this is what I was talking about earlier about how this money is affecting already. Now, Sheldon Adelson is not a big fan of online gambling, and he quoted by saying, "It is not good for society and could hurt the traditional business model of casinos." Now, according to The Hill, in March, Senator Graham introduced legislation to ban most forms of online gambling, and Politico stated that Adelson not only gave Senator Graham $15,600 to finance his campaign, but also is going to finance his campaign this year during his re-election, because he's up for re-election this year. And then just recently, 4 governors went up to Vegas to meet Mr. Sheldon Adelson, and actually one of the governors, Mr. Chris Christie, apologized personally to Sheldon Adelson for calling some of Israel's territories occupied. And that's just what's happening with just one billionaire. So how can we change it? Well, changing the Supreme Court decision is very simple. You have to have an amendment. And the only way to do it is either federally or do it statewide. And what I'm talking today is by doing it statewide. By going through the state legislature, we can pass an amendment convention which takes 2/3 of states to amend, and the federal government have to amend it. So in conclusion, two states have started doing this amendment, and they are, so for us, it's time for us to join them and actually get the money out of politics. And to end my speech, I would like to go back to one of the greatest presidents who ever ruled this country, Abraham Lincoln, who stated that we the people are the rightful masters of both Congress and the courts, not to overthrow the Constitution, but to overthrow the men who pervert the Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen.